What's happening, guys? Dready here, back with another video. This video has been a while in the making. I've got loads of behind the scenes of different jobs for you guys, but I was trying to think of the topic to talk on in terms of photography, and it kind of just landed on my lap. Canon EOS R5, I'm sure everyone's aware of the shortages. I actually pre-ordered it through 2 different WEX stores, and I even spoke to the guys personally in the Birmingham WEX. They said as soon as someone doesn't actually pick up their camera, they're going to give me a call so I could pick up what they left behind. Yeah, it's been a few months now and no such luck. However, one faithful night about a week ago, I saw that on Panama's they actually had stock. I think it was like for 3,800, whereas the cheapest you can find it is like 4,200. It's usually 4,500. So yeah, cheaper, and they've actually got stock. Go for it. And lo and behold, a day later, after the weekend had passed, the tracking information came in. It came from Hong Kong, so obviously it's not some of the Europe stock that we've got managed to get here. So yeah, the camera itself has actually managed to arrive. The EOS R5 Mark II, the successor to the EOS R5. Unfortunately, I'm very much a Canon boy. That's just the way it is. If I had enough substantial work that I needed Sony, then I probably would switch over to get some kind of Sony cameras into our arsenal. But at this point, we're very much a Canon company. I was very excited, as with any camera. The big thing for me, I've had so many different Canon cameras. They've all been, well, this is probably very important, but they've all been secondhand, the cheapest versions that you can find, and definitely not bought on release. The most recently, I even did a vlog when I went to Japan. I found that 1DX Mark II, a hell of a lot cheaper. I think it was for like 2,500, secondhand, mostly brand new, in Japan, and I bought that, and I was stoked that I was able to afford that and to have that in the arsenal. Even the C70 that we're actually filming on, our first real proper cinema camera, that was through MPB. That was secondhand. It's still very good condition. It hasn't missed a beat. It was just used on a few projects and then sent back. This is probably the closest thing to buying a full-priced, brand new, off the stock, new camera, early adopter camera. And yeah, I just wanted to give my first impressions on it, and yeah, I'm just stoked on it, you know. So really, being in this industry, being a photographer, videographer, cinematographer, having the latest and greatest is one of the perks of the job, and it always inspires me and pushes me to new levels to have a new camera, to really make the most of it and see what it's actually capable of. Even from a young age, I've always, whenever I got a new mobile phone, I'd go through and I'll try and learn through all the settings and the menus, and that really hasn't stopped. So I'm not a techie person in terms of specs. I'm not going to give you a breakdown of specs. I'm just going to go give you my initial feelings from it, and I'm not going to do an unboxing. I've already unboxed it. I've got the box here, but let's be honest, I opened it straight away. Okay, give me a second. So here we go. The R5 Mark II. You can see a little bit there. I'll do some close-ups so you can actually see it. So yeah, first off, one of the things that really surprised me about the camera is how much of an R5 it is. Yes, they're bringing out the new camera, they're bringing out the new autofocus and this kind of stuff, but really, I think this is the promise of what the R5 was in the beginning. They marketed it as a video camera first, 8K and all that kind of stuff, and then obviously they fixed the overheating issue, and they made an offering where, like, okay, you're not bothered about a fan, let's give you one of a fan. And then they made the R5C, which is the really small cinema camera with a big fan attached to the back of the R5. So I think this is really, given what they've learned, what they can actually do in terms of giving a photography camera some high level video specifications. So the main things that excite me for this are the full size HDMI, unlimited record limit, massive dynamic range in certain settings and not across the board. It obviously doesn't have any internal NDs or anything like that, but the autofocus is nice to have, and the eye tracking for photos. But after messing around with it for a couple of days, I haven't actually used it on any jobs yet. Tomorrow, boxing event. Godiva Battlegrounds will be the first proper job that I'm going to be using on. I've got it fully staffed out so I can just mess around and learn what I need to learn. So what I've really come to understand is still, like, the R5 is very much a photography focused camera first, and it's very flushed out, and it's still got the same DNA, and it just shows how good the R5 Mark I is, that really I'm going to be able to use these cameras side by side, 45 megapixels. They fixed and tweaked the colors a little bit on this one, but I think there's been compromises in terms of dynamic range. Again, real world is where it really matters. These video features are really the reasons why you're going to be buying this camera. So obviously I've got the C70 and I really love the image from the C70, but I really struggle having another camera, a B camera to it to be able to match to. Obviously Canon brought out the C400, which is far too much camera for what I need it for, but it's nice to have it in the lineup and to have the image work well, supposedly, with the C70 and the C80. But yeah, the C80 is obviously, if I'm just wanting the next cinema camera, the next video to match with the C70, the C80 is obviously the next step to go along. However, because I'm very much a hybrid photographer and videographer, I think they're very wise to give me something that, at least on paper, will be able to match with the C70 in terms of the dynamic range is a lot closer, as well as having this C-Log 2. So yeah, with the C-Log 2 on both of the cameras, I'm really hoping I'm going to be able to match these cameras and they're going to play really well together in a professional workflow. Apparently 4K 100 frames is slightly better, but it's still not fully there. You know what? We complain about these cameras, but they're so much better than the cameras we started with, and we still created great work. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to have a new camera, to learn the newer things inside it. I'm probably going to make more videos about what I can do with it. Apparently it has inbuilt time code. I think that only matches the time code to what the time is on your phone, but since I use the Tentacle sync, that matches to my phone as well. So I'm hoping that can all just intertwine and I don't need an extra device to be able to fit this camera into a time code workflow, the same as the C70. I can jam the C70 this final day. So yeah, that's my quick thoughts on it. I think if you've got the R5 and you're a photographer, there's absolutely no need to buy this camera. The bottom line is my R6 Mark I is old and it's falling apart. My R5 Mark I has had to be sent back to Canon several times, and at some point it's on its way out. I needed the next big thing in terms of photography camera. The autofocus is nice to have and it's going to make my life easier. So in that regard, worth the money. And with the video side of things, the full size HDMI and limited record, the fact that we're doing more live streams, to have the R5 Mark II, the C70, as well as the R3 that my business partner has, we've got some really professional cameras to do some proper live streams with, and having time code, HDMI transmitters, having comms. Yeah, our live stream offering is really coming together. And I'm really excited to see what this camera can actually do. I'm going to be shooting all kinds of different formats and stuff on this boxing event, and hopefully I can come back to you with some of my feelings after edited and looking at some of that stuff. So yeah, thank you very much for watching my initial thoughts on the R5 Mark II. I'm so stoked that I actually managed to get a hold of one. And yeah, we'll see what the future holds for Canon. They're apparently bringing out 3 new cameras next year as well. One of them being an APS-C camera. Just rambling. Hope you enjoyed that, and hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes stuff that I'm going to put together, and I will record that later on today. So thank you very much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace. What's happening, guys? So we are going into some of the behind the scenes stuff. This is from behind the scenes of working with Johnny Rickard. I don't know if everyone knows this, but we've been working hard on a brand new YouTube channel. Focus pretty much Top Gear, but this is Johnny Rickard. He's well into the TV industry side of things, and he wants to do a bit of his own stuff. So yeah, it's taken me a while to put this stuff together, but there's been loads of behind the scenes stuff that I wanted to get out there and not leave. But this is some behind the scenes of Ryan shooting. We're shooting today. He was doing photos, I was doing video for the escape rooms over in Liverpool, I think it was. Partly owned by JD from Free Radio. So
Every now and again, we update their portfolios with their different themes of their rooms. This is a horrible history room. And we did some Halloween themed stuff for Halloween. So yeah, like I say, this is all a bit delayed. So that was Halloween 2024. So it's a bit ways back. Oh, this is my little son. He's cute. I just want to throw a clip in there. But yeah, so this is for Lunar Kiss. Been a long time Coventry band. They've been around for the longest time, as long as I have, which is ages. But yeah, this building is nearby one of the family's units of their place of work, and mostly abandoned building. Beautiful location to be able to shooting. The only problem is we shot at a time of day where the sun was very, very low in the sky, and we didn't actually have much time to get everything done. The space used to be an office. It still had some very, very old paperwork around from the time. And yeah, just doing different poses. When it comes to band shoots, I don't like to micromanage how everyone poses. You'd like to be able to get some of their personalities out. But yeah, sometimes some people need alcohol. So people have different vices to be able to relax. So we just found loads of different locations, just did some cool shots. And that's me shooting on the camera. I think it's just an AR5 to be honest. But yeah, 1535 RF glass, bit of flash, external flash. And yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was a bit more dynamic having them on a table. Why not? Using primes. That's my nifty 50 1.2 RF. Beautiful lens. God tier lens. And yeah, making sure the clients see what we're doing. So happy days, some good shots there. And like I say, we were tight on time, so we had to keep moving on. The roof was a really good option to be able to get some shots, obviously. Using the 8200 flash, still on the 50, just as a bit of fill light, and really just trying to get as much reflection, as much colour from the sky. So hopefully I can dig some of these photos out and actually throw them up over the top so you can see what we actually are getting. But just trying to get some dynamic angles, lots of options for the band, so they can post on their socials going forward. It's all about content, So yeah, a lot of flash. I love that softbox, even with the 8200, especially at this time of day. There's actually enough power with no point having a 600 watt to be throwing up there. So yeah. And yeah, we got to get up, cool angle, shoot up into the sky. So I wanted to get them as high as possible. I shoot low down, and then quite quickly I had to go up and join them. And yeah, getting some shots, shooting down, getting some of the cityscape in the background, get them into different poses. Women posing, you can get all the different angles, but men, we're kind of stoic in our poses, so it's just hand in pocket, look this way, look that way, that kind of stuff. I've got to get those angles. And yeah, yet another job. This is for an advertising agency. Nowadays, it's all about those reels. So we're shooting portrait on the two side cameras and landscape in the center camera, 4K, so we can crop in as a backup. But we've got the R5 II, we've got the R5, and we have the C70 in the middle. So this is a scripted, these kind of adverts are very much scripted podcasts, and just getting people talking about a product. And yeah, there's quite a few different businesses jumping on doing this kind of stuff, because you can get a lot of content. Oh, actually, that's the R3. Where's the R5 II? No, we've got still running the R3 here. Yeah, so we had a good setup. We had some remote cameras so we can see what's going on with it. And yeah, you can get a lot of content for the month just in one day shoot. So it's time effective, and yeah, it works well with the kind of audience you're trying to grab. So of course I'm doing some moonlighting, doing some photo editing, family photo shoot editing. Still got the screen, still got the headphones, paying attention to everything while Ryan helps out. This is a fun job. This was up nice and early. Actually shooting the opening of a new Crocs store. So lots of candids, lots of people engaging with product. and just documenting the activation zones. So this table's being wheeled in. A couple of lads were actually doing some drawing and some sketching on some crocs, customizing crocs at a fee. And yeah, it was as soon as they opened, there was a queue. It's been busy all day and selling lots of crocs. So just getting a bit of behind the scenes of that for you to see. Yeah. No, I wish I could do more of this kind of stuff. It was fun. Oh, this one. I can't show you too much of this. Maybe I can dig out a little clip of the actual crash. But yeah, working behind the scenes of a car factory, doing some crashing and high speed recording. But really under NDA, so I can't really show you too much more than that. Yeah, and this is Franksters. This is up north, a fast food chain, very much like McDonald's or Five Guys. Really nice burgers, dangerously nice burgers. So yeah, we've been lucky enough to be brought in with these guys, go and shoot with them every couple of months, just updating their offerings for the different meals and getting assets for their in-house media team to be editing into different adverts and what have you, cutting them up and making different social media posts. So I would have liked to do a bit more creative stuff, but we're just getting some nice consistent lighting using the actual store as the backdrop. And you can see by the burgers, we have to kind of style them and make them look good. This store itself actually isn't around anymore, so it's a bit of history there. And yeah, we went through a lot of the menu. We had 3 days of shooting, 2 days of photos, 1 day of reels, video content work, and yeah, just styling it and making the burgers look good. It's Ryan doing his thing, and yeah, it looks nice to eat, but then you just see the pile of wasted food on the side. Yeah, once it's been photographed, it just gets chucked to one side. Here we go, some video reels action happening as chickens being cut up, moved around and sliced and all that jazz. Just getting the content for the video editors to be able to mix up. Yeah, I actually really quite enjoy that job. It's a lot of shooting and not too much editing. Oh, this is a wedding. So look, that's our time code, Tentacle Sync. Getting ready for the bride and groom to arrive. Maybe I'll show a bit of the actual wedding film in here. But we've got 2 camera bags, Pelly cases for video, and this one's for photos. So I've got the R6 and the R5 here, and this is the 50mm 1.2. Love it, but I don't really have need for it right in this moment. And yeah, this is the actual setup for the ceremony. I've got my safety camera up top, and this is some of the footage of the couple shoot. With the 50mm on the R6 here on the gimbal to mix into the more creative side of their wedding film. So here we go. This is a massive job. We're doing it in-house for the Battle of Knights boxing competition event. We were live streaming on Leapfrog TV as well as some other TV, YouTube, internet thing. Yeah, this is our breakfast, lunch and dinner. Just got to make sure you have enough energy drinks. So you can see the setup getting a bit complex. Streaming out to 2 different platforms from the laptop. Got 1 remote camera using the DJI remote HDMI transmitter. We've got audio microphone for the commentators to be going over the live stream as well. And yeah, so we've got audio, video, C70 on the wide. Yeah, it's quite a lot for only 3 people to be managing. Next time around, I think we're going to be taking a few more people to make sure everything gets covered, especially when you have to run titles as well. Lots and lots of medals won on this day. Battle of Knights, there we go. Really nice setup. I think it should have been busier. It was a really good production. Well done, everyone involved. This is a bit of the multicam that I gave myself quite a big screen because I knew there was quite a lot of information I needed to be digesting. They got some special effects stuff. This is live. Some of the gimbal being transmitted in. You can see all the stuff we got going on. Trying to manage all that was a learning experience. Next time round, maybe we get, like I say, a few more heads involved. And yeah, absolutely love doing these kind of jobs. Really nice to be editing live and delivering pretty much the same day, if not the morning of the day after. We've got the wide camera there, and you can see to the left we've got a close-up angle by the ring, standing over it, another angle down by the side of the ring as well. And yeah, that's the setup. A lot of packing down. Took like an hour to pack down at the end, make sure the cables are tied up at the end. But wicked event. Here's to many, many more in the future.